We first visited Shanthi Grammam probably about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even a little bit longer. When we first visited, there was approximately 15 or 16 patients there. These people had all been treated, most of them had been treated at Karagiri Leprosy Hospital. Following their treatment, when they were ready for discharge, it was discovered that some of them had nowhere to go because of the nature of their sickness, because of leprosy and the stigmas and people's concerns around the disease. Many were rejected by their families, disowned, homeless, and most of them had suffered very harshly from the social stigma which is attached to the sickness of leprosy. Shanthi Grammam was then formed as an offshoot, if you like, of Karagiri Hospital in order to accommodate these people and care for them in a small village type setting where they would have time together, safety, treatment and care that they needed, much needed care, because many of them were physically maimed or disabled as a result of their sickness. Many of them had deep emotional and psychological needs, and Shanthi Grammam was to serve as a safe place for them, a place where they could feel a sense of community, a sense of care, a sense of security, and just provision for them. When we first arrived at Shanthi Grammam and met with the patients there, and Valsa Augustine, who was running and directing, overseeing the running of the place, they were beginning to have some difficulties financially, and we agreed as the David Ware Trust to begin to partner with Shanthi Grammam and support some of these residents to provide food for them monthly for all of them, and to visit regularly and see where and how we can help. And over the years, that has led to a lot of different things. We visit obviously with our teams when we go to Vellore, and we have recently, in about the last couple of years, we have set up a bakery delivery that is delivered directly to the residents once a week, just so that they have some level of independence. I think one of the things that's quite striking when you arrive at Shanthi Grammam is the isolation that these people have experienced. Many of them have been disowned by their families, and they really live in very basic and challenging restrictions that their physical and social stigma has really created for them. Meeting the wonderful people that live in Shanthi Grammam has probably been one of the most life-transforming experiences for me in all of my visits to Vellore. I find the people there have an amazing joy, an amazing love, and an amazing sense of God radiating from them. They never cease to minister to me when I go there. They never cease to touch my heart when I go there. And many of us on the David Ware Trust board and team have built strong and lasting relationships with residents there. And I was with them last October, and one of them said, just having you coming here once or twice a year is enough for us. It lets us know that we are loved, we are cared for, and that there are people out there that know we're here and care about us. That is I wouldn't say a shocking reality, but it's a startling reality really for these people, because for us, we have so many friends and family and so much social interaction, and that's just not there for these precious people. As I record this, we are in the middle of the COVID-19 crisis, and chatting with some of the people that have travelled with us over the last few years, a lot of them have mentioned Shanthi Grammam and the people there to me, and how this experience of being locked down has taken them back to their trips and taken them back to times they spent at Shanthi Grammam. It's helped us to maybe empathise more with what it feels like to not have the freedom to come and go as you please, to not have the freedom to reach out and be with your families, to not have the freedom to be socially interacting in your community, to have that freedom removed and have restrictions placed on you. And I listen to so many of us, we're all longing for the days when we can go back to our normal lives and walk around shops and visit friends and have a coffee or go out for dinner and do all the things that we take for granted every day. And it's hard to realise that for some of the people living in Shanthi Grammam, that hasn't been a reality for some for maybe 70 years. Many of the patients contracted leprosy when they were quite young. One springs to mind. Swami Kanu contracted leprosy at the age of 11 and was consequently, as time went on, found himself homeless and no longer welcome in his own family home. It's a very long time to find yourself as an elderly person, all those years exiled, separated, isolated, those that you love and just long to be with. So I suppose really every time we visit Shanthi Grammam, we have just such a passion and a hunger in our hearts to help, to reach in, to be able to do something to make their lives better and to make their quality of life better. They deserve so much. As I say, every time I visit there, they give me so much. Just by holding my hand, just by putting their arms around me, just by their beautiful smiles, just by their humble gratitude for everything God has done for them. Often when we visit, people begin to weep when they hear their stories or when they spend time with them. And always, always they say, no, don't cry. God has been good to me. And it's such a harsh wake-up call for us here because we complain about so much. And these people that have so little and live such humble, lonely lives are so grateful to God for the things that they've been given. The last few visits that we've made to Shanthi Grammam, we began to notice that there was some real physical needs for these people that we could try and meet. We realised that the buildings they live in, they're very basic buildings that they have. They each have their own small dwelling, if you like, and it's just really a concrete room with a bed and some very humble shelving. They have very few possessions and each has their own little bathroom, but it's very basic. We noticed that a lot of the homes were beginning to decay, some of them even having asbestos roofs. So the David Ware Trust, about 2 years ago we were there, and some of us, as myself and Patrick, were there, and we just felt that's something that we really needed to work on, something we needed to make these people, first of all, as comfortable and as cared for as possible. We needed to make them comfortable and safe, and we felt that their living conditions was the first area we needed to deal with. Over the years, as I say, we visited and we bring food and we bring love and we bring fellowship and we bring clothing and gifts and all sorts of things. We just wanted to make their lives when we're not there as comfortable as possible. We began to look at what we can actually do, because obviously these people have lived in these sort of dwellings for so long. It's important that we respect their lifestyle, their culture, and we wanted to respect that and at the same time improve in any way we could. Currently our goal is to refurbish. There are now 13 patients living there, residents living there, and we want to refurbish those 13 houses. Alongside that refurbishment, Karagiri have agreed to refurbish the mess hall and the kitchen area and the cooking area. So we want to refurbish, update, make safe and comfortable their homes. And that's the project that we're working on at the moment. We have people on our team that are planning to fundraise for recreational area for them within the new mess hall, things like a library, maybe a pond. There's lots of things we can do to try and just make their lives much better and more comfortable and more enjoyable for them. We are seeking help, support, financial. Many people ask us, is it possible to send building teams down? And we just don't feel that's practical because the employment locally, we're keen to invest locally, and the employment to employ builders there is a cheaper option, materials, etc. So we are looking to embark on a fundraiser to refurbish 13 homes, the mess hall and some of the grounds with some recreational facilities. We really want to ask you if you can help us in any way, please get in touch. And the David Ware Trust is a very small foundation. We've kept it small because it means that 100% of the funds we raise goes completely into the project. No administration costs, none of the finance is taken. It is 100 for every euro, dollar, pound that is given. €1, $1, £1 goes directly to the people that it's meant for, and that's the people living there in Vellore or in Shanthi Grammam in this case. So if you donate £10, €10, $10, that $10, £10, €10 goes completely to Shanthi Grammam. Nothing will be taken from that. So we just want to encourage you. We want to ask you, will you consider supporting us? Will you consider helping us and getting involved? If you need more information, you can get in touch with the David Ware Trust. We have a Facebook page, the David Ware Trust, and we have our website, which is thedavidwaretrust.com. Get in touch. Please help us. Please support us. Thank you for your time.